A very good afternoon to everyone. Here goes the Clarivus Consulting Group 10 AI and Global Connectivity Reshaping Work from Now into the Future 2050 Europe on the professional service firms. Coming to the next slide, our team is Manjunath Nagesh, myself, team lead, G. Pani Prakash, the data analyst, Mohan Reddy, deputy lead consultant, Mohammad Sadiq Qureshi, the junior consultant, Rahul Mayankal, the client engagement officer, and Monica Manda, the research lead. The future of the professional services. 91% of the UK workers now believe that constant upskilling is essential, and 84% say AI proficiency directly boosts employability. To coming to the workplace and models are shifting. 40% of the UK professionals now work hybrid or fully remote. And 58% would refuse fully return to office and mandate. Coming to the remote capability is becoming a core professional skill. Searches for remote jobs have surged up to 1900% in 7 years, showing a long-term behavioral change, which is very vast growth, which we didn't expect or anyone can't expect. But employer expectations are tightening. 40% of the employers already demand full-time office presences, while 60% of CEOs expert everyone back to the 2027, creating a strategic tension. Coming to the professionals and adopting the fast hybrid is now the dominant model. 1 in 4 workers and 78% of remote staff report better work-life balance, making flexibility and talent advantage. Coming to segments, we have divided this into 5 segments. The first segment is the challenge. Coming to the challenge, we can here see the industry scale, disruption forces, the risk signals, and what is our core question. So I'm gonna tell the core question in the end. Now coming to the professional services industry across the UK and Europe, standing at one of the most transformative moments in history. The sector employs nearly 4.6 million people, providing a high-value legal, accounting, consulting, advisory expertise. But AI, automation and digital transformation rapidly reshaping the very work this industries rely on. 2030, maybe by 2030, almost 39% of today's professional services jobs could be automated, and that figure may reach up to 60% by 2050. So there are n number of people who are going to lose their jobs, and that has been increasing by 21% exactly more than 2002 coming to 2050. That is what we're going to change, particularly across mid-level and analytical roles. So the central question become, how will AI reshape the workforce, business models, and competitive landscapes of the professional services, and who is most exposed to the change? And now my teammate is gonna handle this. Thank you.
Myself, Monica. Next, I'm going to discussing about the segment 2, the automation timeline. Here you can see we are divided the yearly wise how the AI dominates the human force, like 2030, 2035, 2040, and 2050, and also the percentage wise the AI dominates the human force. How the growth is here you can see. And also coming to the next slide, here we divided the workforce into 3 segments: mid-level analytical workers, senior consultant and advisors, and SME professional services. Mid-level analytical workers, these include researchers, analysts, associates, and compliance teams roles heavily dependent on a repeatable analytical effort. And next, senior consultants and advisors, 28 demand increase projected by 2040. A strategic judgment and ethics, trust-based clients relationships, and complex problem solving. The advantage of this one senior consultant advantage means human expertise becomes more valuable, not less. And coming to the next level, like SME professional services, 37% cannot afford digital transformation costs, limited technology budgets, a lack of in-house expertise, competitive disadvantage. And here the risk is 15 to 20% of SMEs may exit market by 2040. The
Hello, and the third segment is which we divided into three futures, which will take part in the future place. And the scenarios are scenario A, which is study continuation, where adaptation is gradual, and scenario B, which is rapid automation, where AI accelerates sharply. Scenario C is disruption, where cyber failures or trust shocks slow everything down. And the reasons for the scenarios divided is, which is regulatory friction, 44% cite cultural resistance, and 61% in early stage but growing AI deployment.
Hi, this is segment 4, the strategic balance, opportunity versus challenge. The opportunity, 58 billion to uh, 75 billion is an additional productivity for UK and EU professional services by 2040. The challenge is 1.2 million workers require training. But the biggest barrier isn't technology, it's workforce transition. By 2035, 1.2 million mind care professionals will require retaining with typical skills transition gaps lapping 18 to 24 months.
With segment 5, the strategic recommendations and the three pillars approach. The first one is for policymakers and for organizations and for industry bodies. So again, it is divided into train 1 million at all risk workers by 2025 for the policymakers, for the organization, trading leadership and algorithms accountability by 2027, and for industry bodies, it is reducing technology adoption costs by 50 to 70%. Friends already mentioned the transformation ahead are in the three stages. At A, once the stage one is A won't replace professional services. Stage two, but it will fundamentally reshape value creation. Stage three, creation a more strategic future. As I've already mentioned, my friend in the last slide, the annual productivity potential is 75 billion up to, and the professional needing reskilling is 1.2 million. Future is a choice. The firms that act now, investing in skills, governance, and trusted AI adoption will lead a more strategic, more global, and more human future for the industry. The future isn't regimented, it will be shaped by decisions organizations make today about technology, investments, workforce development, and ethical frameworks. The organizations that move early will define the next era of growth, trust, competitive advantage, and professional services. Comes the conclusion. AI won't replace professional services firms, but it will fundamentally reshape how they operate and compete. The sector faces up to 75 billion in productivity gains and 1.2 million in professional needings of reskilling. Firms that move now building digital capabilities, strong AI governance and skilled workforce will lead a more strategic, global and trusted industry. The future isn't fixed. Early movers will see the standards, capture the value, and lead the next era of client confidence through AI. This is what the changes that takes place. And thank you. Thank you.